sincere, caring fellow humans who care about the planet and care about children and grandchildren.
Emma Thompson joining protesters in central London today, calling for more government action to address climate change. Demonstrations have been underway all week, ramping up ahead of Earth Day on Monday. Police have made lots of arrests, almost 700 so far. In Paris, activists blocked the entrance of a bank and oil company headquarters. And in Rome, thousands turned out to welcome Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg, who talked about ways to save the planet. Here at home, the federal government's approach to tackling climate change is controversial. Implementing the carbon tax is proving politically divisive and the subject of a major legal challenge. Opponents of the carbon pricing plan got a boost this week with the election of Jason Kenney's United Conservative Party in Alberta, sure to be a strong voice against Ottawa. So, in a landscape of competing claims about the tax, we asked Salima Shivji to check the facts for us.
We are going to place a price on the pollution that causes climate change from coast to coast to coast.
They said it and followed through. Any province that didn't come up with its own carbon pricing plan had Ottawa's system imposed on it on April 1st. Hence the jump in gas prices and home heating in 4 Conservative-led provinces. Soon, perhaps, to be 5.
Scrap the carbon tax cash grab.
If the newly elected Premier makes good on his promise to nix Alberta's current plan.
Say someone has a large family and is shopping constantly, it's going to go up. We're just saying on the average it's $648
in 2022.
But that's just not it's just not fair.
$648. Doug Ford is getting that number from this, a report from Ontario's Financial Accountability Office. It calculated energy costs plus indirect costs, and that's where it gets complicated because it's a guess, an estimate of how much businesses will raise their prices to pass the new carbon tax on to us. For a typical Ontario family, the province's Financial Accountability Office came up with $648 by 2022. The feds did their own calculations and came up with a different number, $564. But hang on a second. Ontario's Premier neglects to mention that his number is for 2022, 4 years from now, a major omission. And there's another thing he's not saying.
It's going directly back to families. 90% goes to families, such that, for example, in Ontario, a family of 4 receives $307, which is more than 80% of families pay.
Here's the government chart that shows how much money Canadians in the holdout provinces will get back on their tax return. For an Ontario family of 4, it's estimated to be $307. It's higher in Saskatchewan, where people use more fuel. And as the carbon tax goes up each year, so does your rebate. So most families will get more back than they pay out, but specifically 80%, that's hard to say, all because of indirect costs, what's added to what we buy. Those are just so hard to estimate.
As they raise their carbon tax is a huge cash grab.
Canadians have known all along that Justin Trudeau's carbon tax was just a tax plan.
It's a tax with the word carbon in front of it. It does nothing for the environment, absolutely nothing.
Call it what you want, but it is a tax. Ottawa says it will send revenues back, mostly to ordinary Canadians with that rebate. The rest to small businesses, cities, schools, hospitals, to help them adjust. The goal to change behaviors, entice people to consume less with the chance to keep more of that rebate in their pocket. The open question is, will it work? So, confusion, claims, and counterclaims. Get used to it as the rhetoric ramps up over the carbon tax heading to Election Day. Salima Shivji, CBC News, Ottawa.